Bellum fans trying to hang in there, but yeah, going to be drowned out by KongDoo Panthera. Obviously a very long-standing organization, have a lot of fans backing them, and they are all out to watch tonight.
Now that KongDoo Panthera is playing their meta and they are dominant in it, it's a good time to be a Panthera fan. We'll have Decay switch to the Widow here, as Ding will be flexing to the D.Va. That's why you see, because Ding is the ultimate flex player for this roster, that's why you do see the out-of-order tank DPS setup here, because of the flexibility. Happy will be playing the Widow again. Didn't really get to see much of him on Blizzard World. On attack, it's going to be difficult for him to pop off here. On defense is where he's really going to be tested. But Dice will go back to the comfort of the Genji pick. There's no Brigitte to counter it.
Yeah.
So this could really work well to topple this treehouse defense with the Junkrat variation.
When we think back to Season 1, Nice was a very strong Genji. It's going to be wrapping around the side. Decay popping up over the top. Spot him out. Shot goes right past his ear. Barely avoiding that one. But sees the push forward there onto from the D.Va. Takes down Happy. Dive in from Rio. They're just gonna have to exit here, getting tagged up in the process, but no one else gonna go down. No further stagger to be found.
This is a, textbook style of play that we've seen in Korea, where you send everyone to the left side, the Widow stays back, and then the defending team counter dives the Widow and kills him. So in this case, that was Happy who got collapsed upon.
That's gonna be Nice getting spotted. So this flank not gonna do a whole lot of good for him. Throwing up a couple shurikens in the meantime. Envy gonna get popped out of the mech by Youngjin. And Ding will suffer the same fate. Kites his way back, still going to be alive, and already he's up to 61% to get back into that mech. Beautifully done by him, but some kills coming through now. Happy winning the exchange there onto the Widowmaker. Youngjin going to get res back in, but Coma loses his life for that. Satchel charge comes through, does get rid of Nice, but Happy still having pretty free reign. Misses the shot in onto the baby D.Va as that self-destruct goes up. Ding going to make it back in safely, but he is completely cornered. Discord Orb likely to come through as he tries to delay. And just going to get popped right back out yet again.
And in just a moment, in just one moment, the entirety of KongDoo Panthera's comp falls apart. Ding tosses out the self-destruct in a moment of desperation. Was never going to find anything. And he, doesn't get any delay from it either. So that's a wasted ultimate. Decay's going to make the switch to the Genji. But now as we go to older styles that KongDoo Panthera struggled with, they're finding themselves a little bit out of their element. Bellum has the Dragon Blade and the support ultimate to pair with it, so this could be a quick double cap if they can parlay this push into a pick, especially if they grab Ding right now. It would be huge for them. Not going to happen. Not yet. He's in a bad spot.
Hasn't found it yet. Go ahead, draw out the blade, dashes forward. Coma taken down by Rio with a primal rage for another target, but not going to find much. So overall, going to be a bit of an air blade there as Happy gets taken out by Decay. Tire pushing forward. That's going to be the Transcendence in response, but Jara can't survive that. The burst damage just too high. Mercy will get taken down. Bellum going to be held at bay for now as Decay goes forward and cuts down Nice.
It's going to be the kill here on the 1J Lee, you have to think.
Yep, dive forward some more. Does go ahead and secure that. Now they're looking for the stagger here if they can pop Envy out of that mech, but you cannot get it in time.
Luffy was really the hero in that last defense because his Transcendence kept everyone alive during the Dragon Blade. Youngjin had some peel there as well, and the Riptire kind of sealed their fate. I like that they committed to the stagger as well because it's a long time bank they're going to have to work through. They built a Dragon Blade as well during this defense. Decay is ready with that, 97%. Happy struggles to find line of sight. KongDoo Panthera is playing very far forward here, countering the dive with their own.
Dragon Blade here from Decay. He's going to drop in, look for it, finds one of the Happy, but he is just going to be sent out of the atmosphere here, just shoved into the wall, I guess, as Rio smacks him down. Res coming through. We'll be bringing Happy back in. As Ding rotates around top of the archway here. Self-destruct ready to go.
Good ult efficiency here for Panthera as well. Not using all their tools at once, just about half of them to shut this down. The Dragon Blade's almost ready for Nice, but Happy, again, struggling to find his footing. Now is going to be his opportunity.
Yeah, Roar, he's going to get taken down. So that's going to be Transcendence out here from 1J Lee as they try to push forward in onto the point. Riptire coming through yet again. Pops over the top of the D.Va, looking for a target still. Drops in, not going to be getting anything. Bellum can keep pushing forward here. D.Va diving in on the point. Envy looking to get something done. As the self-destruct, Envy gets knocked out of the mech. Coma can apply to the side, but doesn't really have that many places to go. And actually, Chara will be taking him down. They're in onto the point. No first tick yet gained for Bellum, but things looking good as they keep progressing. Swap over from Youngjin onto that Brigitte that doesn't net much because Happy just takes his head off.
Yeah, they're going to switch Coma over the Moira as well to try to buy time. They just now get the first tick. The respawns are coming through quickly, but they keep the momentum going, and Happy has full line of sight advantage. Decay can't even show his head. He goes down, and this may just be the full cap.
Yeah, it's looking like it here. Just over 3 minutes left on the clock. The Primal Rage gating anybody out. It's going to work a treat. Bellum do get the completion here on Temple of Anubis, finally showing some signs of life versus KongDoo Panthera, whose defense crumbled in a matter of moments.
And as mentioned, when we go back to something a little bit more meta from Season 1, more traditional dive, the Widow duels, this is when, for the first time in this series, KongDoo Panthera steps out of their comfort zone. And sure, ult efficiency was good there on the first few defenses, but they overextended trying to dive Happy, trying to, no pun intended there, but trying to kill literally the player Happy. Being dive Happy, they're going into the archway, and you know, the trades were poor there sometimes. Their Dragon Blades didn't get the same amount of value. They made the right hero swaps there with Youngjin on the Brigitte to try to buy time and shut down Neist, as well as the Moira defense attempt there, but they fall short. The map choice is a smart one. You know, if they took us to Horizon or Hanamura, then Panthera would be able to play their trademark style, but not on Anubis. And as they switch now over to attack, the same will be true. In fact, it'll be even harder to run this comp because, just like we saw in Blizzard World, if you get yourself in a position where the Junkrat's going to smash you in that choke on the left side on this map specifically, like when you know, if you're attacking and you try to go through this doorway where Neist is standing right now, he's going to have the opportunity to do so much damage there. And Junkrat's a staple of this defense. So Panthera just simply cannot run the same sort of attack we saw in Blizzard World. It's not going to be effective here. There's only two paths of attack, one where you run into the Junkrat and the Widow, one where you run into massive choke for the Junkrat. So I like the position here now for Bellum to try to take this map and close this out, as puppies are cute.
Yeah. Aww, chilling out.
Arisa can't feel
French
that.
bullet. Where did it go? What happened to the dog?
Arisa ate it. No! I don't know what happened. It disappeared after it licked his face.
It's not supposed to be in your programming.
Maybe Diva's defense matrix gobbled it. I don't know.
Could be.
They're going to take the left side approach here, but
what a horrifying thought.
It's a more meta, you know, composition for Panthera dive-wise. Decay on the Genji, Youngjin on the Hanzo.
Yep, going to be taking out Happy. Char going to move over. Does manage to get the res off. Storm Arrow's coming through, just trying to break the barrier there as Youngjin makes his way up over onto the high ground. Happy back in the fray, does take down Coma. You can see the Neist there, going to pop off mines too, as Decay going to get trapped up and killed, and Ding knocked out of the mech.
Well,
nearly one tick, but not quite going to happen.
The defense will come through. Youngjin's Storm Arrow into the barrier there. Probably not the most effective way to utilize that damage. They thought they were going to snowball it after that first pick onto Happy. Not to be the case. Res is a pretty strong ability. Now Panthera regroups. They could try to take the split approach where they send Youngjin with the left flank and then send the more mobile comp to the right side. Looks like that's exactly what they're doing. They're already seen.
Reflection coming through, but not going to be finding the kill. Dive in onto the high ground is Happy. Throws up the infra site. Coma goes dangerously low around the backside. Will manage to stay alive for now as Neist gets jumped on. Need to finish him off, but he's just getting pocketed in, and the Riptire is going to be available now. Youngjin finds one. Dragon Strike's going to be up, but seems like it's going to be another halted push here by KongDoo Panthera. Bellum looking to make a comeback on Temple of Anubis.
This is starting to become multiple levels of concerning. Not only, of course, in this particular game for Bellum's potential comeback, but also the fact that Panthera just clearly looks rusty. And, oh boy, that's another kill on the Ding.
Yeah.
They look rusty on this Genji style, and they just cannot simply make it work. They cannot find the value. Their ult charge building has been so slow that Neist can just counter everything they're going to send at him with a Riptire. Wonjay Lee can counter a Dragon Blade with his Transcends in just a moment. So Panthera doesn't have any cards in their hand here. It's just going to have to be raw mechanical skill they utilize to win this, and this is, again, not their comfortable style. This is not the multi-tank Zarya push with the Reinhardt.
Time up in onto the left-hand side here as they jump in onto Envy. The Dragon Strike rolls through, gets a bit of damage in, but it's not going to be getting a kill, and Roar will get taken down by that Riptire. Lumpy not able to save his life with the Transcendence. Decay throws out the Dragon Blade, has to be careful because of this self-destruct. Dashes to the side, but only going to be finding the one kill there onto Happy, but Rio has been eliminated as well. Chara not really in a position to try to bring either of them back into the fight, but still slowly starting to pick up this point now, looking for the first one. It's going to be Envy going down, dash through, finds one Jay Lee, and now Chara, now nice, Decay, getting those resets, takes them down. It seems like they finally have broken Bellum, have pushed through, will get this cap onto A, but with not that much time in the bank, just shy of 5 minutes. I want
to talk about the Dragon Strike because that was the coolest part of this. The Dragon Strike came up at a weird angle. When you look at it initially, you think, well, what was he aiming at? But he actually put it at the retreat path for when the dive came through. It was, you have to fight me straight up, or we have this coordinated dive coming through. If you run away, you run into a Dragon Strike and die. So I had to fight it straight up. The Transcendence had to come out early. Then after it was gone, they won the longer fight. That was a really cool way to use Dragon Strike with a dive. And that's how they were able to start winning that point.
Decay yet again, really having another Dragon Blade, just looking for the right-click spam here on the Envy. Takes him low, Rio as well, going to be quite hurt, and that's going to be the dive for KongDoo Panthera. Roar goes in with the Primal Rage popped. Youngjin looking to build up that rally, and is getting dangerously close to it very rapidly as Rio will get picked off. Ding coming up the kill. Jay Lee popping out with the Transcendence. Rio res back in, but the K goes into the backside, finds the kill in onto the Zenyatta, looking for a bit more, will get stunned. Slash goes through, but not going to be killing off Happy. He can go ahead and retreat things in the meantime. One tick, now two. Managed to get picked up from the side of KongDoo Panthera. Might actually be able to best the time bank that Bellum set on theirs.
Yeah, looking very likely. Happy's going to toss out the rally right now to try to keep everyone armored up.
Trying his damnedest, but he himself barely survives, gets that Mega Pack right at the last second before falling down. Jumps on yet again. Decay dashes through to get the kill. As the reset and Envy taken out. No delay tactics there from the Mei. Diving from Rio, close to the Primal Rage, but won't be able to get it. Happy going to be swapping out, looking for the Reinhardt. They're still contesting this one here. As Nice tries to get something done with the Dragon Blade, but he'll get zapped to death. Barely tags in onto the point there with the charge. Happy goes forward, the shield's up, but he's down to half HP. Decay fiercely pushing forward, shoving those right clicks into his face, takes him down, and now another Dragon Blade is ready to go should he need it.
Now really good delay tactics here from Bellum, but it's not going to last forever.
Down, nice cut down here by Decay, dashes through, looking for a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. Jay Lee gets onto the point just a bit too late. That is going to be KongDoo Panthera able to complete here. 2 points to them.
The ult advantage they had after that first dive on point A and the Dragon Blade they had was what carried them through. Good focus fire on the Brigitte to make sure the Dragon Blade was going to get maximum value. You know, he did get stunned there, obviously, but he was able to parlay that into helping to chunk down the Winston there. So Rio struggled to escape. He was out of position. Then they made it just more efficient. We saw, like, time after time, the run through of the Mei, then it was switched to a Reaper. Even Happy was on the Reinhardt, and he put a lot of time in that corner, which is part of the reason why they do maintain the better time bank. But it's only just by a few seconds, so this is still anyone's game to take. Finally, you know, we see Panthera shake the rust off with this composition, showing signs of life with dive with the Genji. And it was really, again, creative and cool usage of the Dragon Strike to make it kind of a your back's against the wall situation there on the attack. Diving in, forcing the tanks to walk into the Dragon Strike. Very creative, very effective. It will stick with the Hanzo pick on their second attack.
Well, in the extra rounds now, 249. They need to have a much cleaner attack this time. So much wasted on that first push. For several pushes, I guess I should say.
Same comps on both sides, of course, same attack for Panthera, same defense for Bellum.
Not going to be trying to match the Widowmaker here as Roar gets tagged up by Happy. He's going to be pushing around onto that right-hand flank. Luffy waiting. Ooh, peeks out as the reload was happening.
Teasing him a little bit, almost feels like.
Only takes one shot, though. You can see, though, he's keeping Happy's eyes trained on him, but at the same time, Nice is occupied elsewhere. Finds the kill in onto Decay. Wrapping around, the pop-out comes through onto Ding's mech, and he will go down shortly thereafter.
They clearly wanted to knock Rio off to ruin the setup because it's been, you know, Happy's actually been pretty accurate up here. And they're not taking the setup where they kind of split into two parts. It's the full treehouse, like the all-in Orisa high ground here. So if you knock it down, you end up in a really good spot. But they were unsuccessful, which means that Bellum builds a lot of ults here, and KongDoo Panthera kind of back at the drawing board at this point.
Happy just building up, looking for the infra site. Big tag on the Roar, right as he tries to dive in. Might just cost him his life here. Drops down onto the lower ground. In the meantime, Youngjin manages to come up with one onto Nice. And I don't think the res is going to be available at the moment. Decay comes back up. As I say that, the res will come out, but they're still in a very awkward spot contained into the backside. Shots onto Envy, take him low, but Decay has to peel away as he almost goes down. Dragon Blade coming up in 25 seconds. 2 ticks nearly gained for KongDoo Panthera. Dragon Strike thrown in by Youngjin, looking for it, but Lumpy, he's going to be the one picking up the kills. He gets the double. Youngjin dead as Happy takes his head off, but Bellum need to bounce back. A double kill for Happy, trying to turn this one around. Second tick still not going to be gained. Headshot onto Roar, he'll fall low. Gets killed midair, Happy just taking him out.
Oh, M gets the kill on Decay as well.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, observers, you're not going to get to see that Dragon, but they switched to his perspective as he died. Very well played. Happy gets rezzed as well, and the hold is real.
And it's just going to be another one. We're looking at maybe just shy of 2 ticks here for the side of KongDoo Panthera, and then they have to hold off Bellum for 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Happy is just destroying. He was watching Edison play. He's like, you know what? I think I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, very well played for this player. Finally returns to the scene. And, you know, they were so close. Youngjin had that Dragon Strike. It didn't kill anybody. But it was a good split for Bellum, and Orisa stayed on the high ground for so long, obviously no longer there. Had to jump down in the end to defend it, but they were successful. 15 seconds to go. This is their last shot.
Body tag onto Decay. He'll go ahead, forced to be used that recall. Happy jumping to the other side. The Transcendent's going to be blocking a lot of this damage. Discord Orb Roar goes forward to try to threaten Happy, and will be able to do so with the help of Luffy. Bongo going to be deleted there, but no one's on it.
No one's on the point.
Oh my lord. What a way to go.
A one fight, I had no doubt, at least it was looking that way.
Yeah, that was probably the closest thing we've had to a C9 in a while.
Yeah. A one fight, I mean, they pushed Happy into a situation where he could not retreat, and unfortunately, Roar was too healthy for him to get the kill that time when the dive came through, so we had to back off. Then he was forced to an awkward situation where he's trying to run away, but Luffy's looking at his back there. Luffy's got the damage coming in. He tries to use his assault rifle there to kill the Zenyatta, dies. But unfortunately, they had to dive so deep to kill Happy that in a way he became almost like an evasion tank. Like he was drawing so much aggro and pulling away and surviving for so long that they weren't able to keep control of the point. So now for KongDoo, it's just really, I think it was just the, like, maybe 90% of the second tick they were able to get right, so it's about 2 ticks to victory
here. They're so close,
here.
like 65% or so?
Yeah.
64.6.
So 2 ticks for victory here
we
now
round,
on
we
the
round
push.
up in this house, you know?
Yeah. 3:15, the better time bank to do it. And it was a really early cap the last time they attacked with this composition. We saw Happy split off from the main group, stay in the archway, and the one defense we saw from Panthera was when they were able to counter dive him when he was alone. They might not make that same mistake again. Scary moment here for Panthera. They want to just close this out and win it. If they could defend for a full 3 minutes, they will have that victory.
Okay, well, already some time bought here as Nice goes down. That's going to be about 15 seconds or so before he comes back and rejoins the team, as well as delaying that Dragon Blade.
This is a very small victory here for Panthera, but they're going to feel great about it. Time deficit they had no longer has any meaning.
They have to close this out in order to get the series win. Otherwise, Bellum has a chance to pull off a reverse sweep.
Absolutely, very possible.
Okay, shifting to the other side, gets a tag in onto Envy, but so far the mech is still going to be pretty sturdy. Spamming coming through from Youngjin.
Yeah, he scouts out where they are, actually using this with the halt as well, pretty well. They're going to have to back out. They dive in now. The cooldown's up.
Yeah, just going to be trying to fight around the corner. Decay manages to find Rio, taking him out. Now he's still building up with the Dragon Blade, still a ways away. 30 some odd % now. As Decay drops onto the low ground. Young Jin, Riptire ready to go. This could completely shut down a push from Bellum.
Concerning is that...
Good stagger.
Yeah, definitely true. Concerning is that Luffy does not have a Transcendence. So if they can bait out, and in fact he's going to be picked.
Luffy.
If they can bait out the Riptire early, the Dragon Blade can be so powerful here, and here it comes.
So now the rest is going to go down. Luffy dropping about as quickly as he was picked up, has that Dragon Blade out, slices him to death.
Here's the
Roar
Rip.
going low, Riptire comes through, shuts down the Genji, but Roar still dies. Bellum going to have the man advantage as they get ready to push in. Have to stop effectively 2 ticks from going through. Right now,
Decay's going to have to pop off now. He
nobody
has to.
in onto the point. Decay shifting to the side, but Happy's ready for it. He just takes him out, had that Infrasight ready to go, and Bellum looking to close this one out. They'll tick up, they'll take it home. Temple of Anubis goes their way now. It's 2-1. KongDoo Panthera cannot close out the series here.
Very much 2 clutch kills onto Luffy. As you say, he was picked right after the res. Couldn't get his Transcendence off. The Dragon Blade was the scariest part there defensively. That was what they had to worry about. They just didn't have the answer. So the chances of Bellum stay alive here as we head into the 4th map. We've seen a lot of different escort maps. We saw the Route 66 earlier today, but we have not yet seen the Rialto. It feels like with this squad, more than any other squad I've incorrectly predicted would pick Rialto, that this would be the one to do it, because it's the map where it's Zarya, Reinhardt, Hanzo, sometimes the Diva. Not every time, but usually the Diva. And what better team have we seen of the 8 so far? I don't think there is one that has played that setup better than KongDoo Panthera. So that's a strong option for the squad, absolutely. We also have maps like Dorado that can work well for this on the defense, especially of point A. So still advantage KongDoo. But the cracks begin to show, you know, when they have to move away from the grabs and the Dragon Strikes and the Reinhardt compositions, when they have to, you know, play Roar and play the Winston, it gets a little bit rougher for them. It gets a little bit tougher to see success, you know, and I could feel the crowd was super hyped and invigorated for this is the new Panthera, they're back in form, but really not much has changed. They've always been good at this. But now that we play something a little bit different, it goes into Bellum's side of the court, and they excel.
Well, picking up the win on their 2nd map choice, Temple of New is working out quite nicely for them. They extend their hopes of actually winning this series, which would be such a crazy turnaround.
It really would be,
given the way that the first 2 maps started.
Yeah, especially with how one-sided they were. But you know, if you end up being a team that shows no depth, you know, a team, sure, we're only in their first match, but a team that's going back to what they failed at using in Season 1, it's a new meta, it works well for them. Still, the lack of depth can be an issue when the losing team gets map advantage.
Happy, really just saving this one, had that Dragon Blade gone off. Could have been a completely different result. Maybe we actually would have seen a cap coming through for KongDoo Panthera, but it's just fantastic shutdowns.
Yep, this is
one after the other with that Widowmaker.
2nd kill onto Luffy. The double kill to keep this Zenyatta down is how Neist is able to win this game for his team. Very well played. I'm glad we finally did get to see Happy have some success on this Widow. And we see why he's subbed in, why he's picked back up for Bellum, because the first 2 maps obviously were, you know, he wasn't playing in the first one, but the second one was a little bit underwhelming. As we'll have Changshik back in. So definitely going to be a map to see the Reinhardt. Going back to their style. There's nothing wrong with playing what you're best at. But when you have to go to plan B, and it's night and day difference in terms of strength, that's a little bit worrying for a round-robin group stage, because going into this, everyone knew that's Panthera's best style. But everyone's hoping, you know, they adapt their Genji play as well. And when every team sees this in this group and says, okay, they're still bad at dive, they can play the triple tank, the quad tank well, but that's it, it becomes very easy to prepare. It becomes very easy to counterpick maps against them. And even though they may be able to close this out now on potentially Rialto or whatever escort map they pick, if they do it with that Reinhardt, now that Changshik's back in, they get a win, they get a W on the scoreboard in the group. But we do have to wonder what it means going into week 2, 3, 4.
How much of Roar would be seeing from there on out. But Changshik back in, just getting resituated with his settings and what have you. We should be able to get underway with what could be our final map of the evening.
Yeah, just verifying some settings and stuff. He's like, what did I buy my Reinhardt swing to? He's like, oh yeah, left mouse click. He's
Scroll.
like, charge. He's like,
it's on scroll wheel. You just sit there and you just flick the scroll wheel and it just starts swinging.
I actually set the mouse button click as my interact button, now that that's a thing on the new patch. Because I didn't know what to put it on. I eventually settled on the mouse wheel click.
I don't think I use the mouse wheel click for anything in almost any game.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to use it for anything. In fact, I think I've never used it for anything besides the interact button. I wanted to use E, but there's just obviously a million abilities on E, so it doesn't work that way. All right, well, this could be the end of the evening. Panthera goes to their map pick. They can play their style. Gonna close this out. It will be the Rialto. So, I mean, this is not a shocker, right? This is not a surprise.
Well, you were finally right, Wolf. You pulled it off.
Well, I mean, with how they played Oasis and Blizzard World, like, how could it not be Rialto? How could it not be the Zarya Hanzo map? This map is, as I said, permanent street space King's Row. It's narrow choke points and corridors right after the beginning, right? The beginning is the most open part of the map, then it's just choke points and choke points and choke points. Watch out for the Dragon Strike, watch out for the grab combo. And if you're not running Zarya here, you're doing it wrong. You're trying to run the Genji, it's going to be a bad time. So,
well, we finally get to see it Rialto for the first time here in Contenders. Potentially the final map of the night.
Huge cheer for Panthera, the fan favorites as mentioned. Bellum has been around for almost as long, as soon as they were announced as the sister team for Meta Athena, but never had the success, never saw the Apex finals that KongDoo Panthera did, albeit with a different roster. So, massively the fan favorites. We've seen a little bit of variation on this map in recent times versus what we saw at the start of when this map got popular, when it was shown actually in that show match before the finals where Brigitte was first released. It was just pure Hanzo. In other regions, especially China, it has been purely the Hanzo, but KongDoo Panthera going to show some depth here. They still run the Zarya, but they're going to put Ding on the Pharah, so...
Happy peeling way, way back now.
Luffy as well.
For an angle to snipe Ding out of the sky.
Luffy coming in here as Ana, so going to give them some extra range damage, and it can work well with Youngjin's Genji, as mentioned.
See, Ding just wants to play around this corner, deny the Widowmaker. Meanwhile, Youngjin looks like he might be on the hunt for Happy to try to take him down. Finds him, dashes through. Trap going to deal a bit of damage, but just the one melee swing will finish off one Jay Lee. And yeah, nowhere to go there for Happy. Nice will take down Ding, but outside of that, KongDoo Panthera just going to start steamrolling through. See, this map looking pretty damn practiced.
Yeah, very well played here. So, Rio goes down, the push continues. Hanzo, listen, remember, this is the part where the Pharah and the Genji are going to do their best. As we get past point A, that's when we might see the Hanzo switches come through. Nano boost committed here to Changshik.
Yeah,
he has the charge, but he doesn't need it. Or sorry, the shatter.
Fire strike, not going to be finding it. Oh, Rio almost getting pinned, wasn't looking to the right. Changshik taking a lot of damage, shield comes up, get healed up. Said a shatter ready, but he's going to be holding this one in the meantime as Youngjin draws out the Dragon Blade, goes forward with the help of Ding. Ding actually just going to be stealing these kills away. Comes up with a double and Youngjin will die. Changshik runs the kill there onto Chara.
Notice Ding now how difficult it is for him to use the Pharah in this location. He's going to win the trade against Nice initially. We'll get the shield off. He holds the Rocket Barrage. Now, we haven't seen any professional Korean games on this. I've only heard rumors of the scrims. We saw, obviously, trials and the show matches that were played on this battleground, but we're still not seeing the full swap yet. I mean, they have the Barrage, so reasons to hold it is Youngjin and Happy obviously switch to the Brigitte for these choke points.
Body shot going through, but pocket there for Nice. Barrage nearly available. Will be matched by both Pharahs. Ding, ooh, dangerously low, finds another long-range hit. And Happy, giving up on that Widow, is over on to the Brigitte now. Finds the kill in on the Youngjin, and Changshik's dead. Panthera going to be in a rough spot here. Barrage coming down. Ding finds two, but an answering one from Nice does take him down.
Always wanting to see a Zarya kill a
K finds the Pharah. Sleep dart. Or wait, no, sorry. It's going to be the Earth Shatter from Rio. Oh, no, it was on the other team.
Yeah.
Does lock down Decay, and he will get taken out.
Still a pretty unusual circumstance, shall we say, to see the Pharah knocked down like that. I can understand your confusion. It's a pretty rare one. But
I assume there's an Ana in the game. I saw him fall over, and you assume it's going to be a sleep dart.
Yeah, fell on his back. But Bellum takes control, and the Pharahs will remain. So even though in the past and in scrims we saw that mostly the Hanzo here, not going to be the case now. Grab up here for Envy, and he's going to toss it right into the crates.
Yeah, throws it down. Changshik going to be pinned out of that one and taken out. Decay as well will fall. Still 3 minutes on the clock, though, so KongDoo Panthera not going to be in dire straits by any means, but the stagger coming through from Bellum is hurting quite a bit as they get that final hit there onto Luffy.
And when we can see why the Pharah is used over the Hanzo here, because even though there are all these archways and choke points where Hanzo gets so much value out of a Dragon Strike and in terms of tank busting, the Reinhardt shield makes it difficult to gain significant charge. And when you have these openings where they have to go through an archway into the open path, it means the Pharah is free from damage and knows exactly where her prey is going to emerge. Look at this angle, totally behind them. Could be a barrage.
Straight up in the backside. Here we go. Angling for it. That Earth Shatter not going to find much. This lockdown won't Jay Lee. Barrage coming through. Will pick up Envy, but yet again, another answering one comes down from Nice and finishes off Decay, and the res is there to bring the Zarya back into the fight for Bellum. 2.5 minutes now as Youngjin gets taken down. Bellum holding out hope.
Oh!
Almost get the move off Luffy. I mean,
still going to be a kill.
He's
well, maybe not.
Oh, almost dead.
Didn't see the Ryan there.
Yeah, Changshik arriving at just the right moment.
But I mean, KongDoo Panthera is really halted here. They're falling apart at the seams because they can't get into a position where they can take out Nice. He's gatekeeping them into this archway. Finally, everyone gets out on the side of Panthera. They're on the cart, but they don't have a Graviton. Shatter.
Okay. Shatter coming down. Rio going for the pin yet again. Finds a Transcendence Zenyatta, and this is going to be KongDoo Panthera actually starting to take the fight their way. Happy and Nice go down. Transcendence answering now by one Jay Lee, trying to keep everybody alive. Will expire. Rio Chara going down. The Graviton Surge there from Decay. Doing so much work. Youngjin just smacking down that Zenyatta. And they will push forward. They finally start moving, but there's still a ways to go before they get to point B.
Yeah. Well, it's a ways to go, but I think they have enough of an advantage here that they should be able to close it out. Ding in a great spot for Barrage.
Yeah, locks down Rio. That's going to be Envy and Happy. Everybody just going to get popped.
Huge disconnect on the side of the Bellum squad here. They were desperate to contest, but it meant the Reinhardt was disconnected from the rest of the team, which meant Ding was able to just jump down in between them, kill the Rhine, then turn on the rest of the members of Bellum. Bellum has the ult advantage, but because they could not get set up to use it, it didn't matter. So it feels really bad now in this point between B and C. They have all these ultimates they would have loved to contest with, but it's just simply not meant to be.
No. Envy, though, you can see, Bellum, a lot of ultimates, so still plenty of opportunities to hold.
They wish they could have used them earlier, but yeah, they have them now, but they don't get the contest they wanted.
Only 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining on the clock. That's going to be the grab coming in. Starts going through. Barrage above from Nice, just ripping the tanks apart. He'll jump up, finds that tag in onto Ding. The armor helping him survive for just a little bit longer, but KongDoo will have to peel back. They have to regroup because they don't have much time. Just shy of 2 minutes. Youngjin, the big thing is going to be that rally.
The rally is going to be huge. They were, protected by the initial rally versus that barrage, but the damage was still there. The combo with the grab was good. He did save Ding for a little while with the armor, as you mentioned, but now they're going to have another new set. Barrage to open up. Ding finds a kill on Rio, but it's a trade I don't think they want. They need more.
Yeah, the res just going to come down. Jara going to res out Rio, but that costs him his life. Luffy comes up with a kill. So honestly, this is going to be a big trade up for the side of KongDoo Panthera as they keep trying to move forward. Sun's coming through, Earth Shatter ready to go, but straight into the shield. Changshik had that one ready to go, and the fire strike to the face will take him down. Now they're charging forward, get the kill in onto Envy. Not too far to go to get this completion. Might be able to do it with just a minute left on the clock. Decay pushing forward.
He wants the grab, he wants to lock them in the spawn, and he's so close to getting it. He's got so much energy.
He's got 2 angles to worry about. We'll go ahead and push forward here onto the right side.
Rio comes in to get onto the point.
Yeah, charges in, having swapped over to that Diva. Happy back onto the Widowmaker, takes out Youngjin as he gets closer to a rally. It's 49 seconds remaining with just less than 4 meters left to go. Decay will get taken out. The Graviton Surge still might just be doing wonders because Changshik is swinging for victory. One Jay Lee goes down, the team wipe comes through, and they will get the completion here on Rialto, the first time that we see it. Not nearly as dominant as we might have expected as we you know, as it was set up to be, given that first push onto A.
Yeah.
A good time drain coming out from Bellum, but they cannot stop the full push.
They showed a lot of strength on the Pharah, right? I mean, we saw it mostly dominated by Ding when we were on Oasis, but here on the defense, Pharah has advantages when, you know, again, you're coming out of these small areas where the AoE from the rockets hits everyone who's trying to emerge. Once you get out, it gets easier. You can split. You can contest the Pharah with your own. And even the Ana they picked made it a little bit easier to do so. But KongDoo Panthera pushes it through. It's tough to say whether this time bank is going to be good or not, because you know we don't know exactly how strong on attack Bellum is going to end up being. But I like the kind of precedent this sets for Bellum, because this is a map that Panthera picked obviously because they're very, very strong at this style of play, and Bellum was still able to really give them some struggles and almost prevented that completion there. So it's a good sign of life here for Bellum, because obviously map pick advantage going to the team that led the charge, that had the advantage in points, meant that you were going to kind of be forced to play on your opponent's style. The fact that Pharah can be used here now to great effect here for Neist has been very important. Let's see how this all comes to pass, as now Happy will be on the Genji, it looks like.
Yeah, it might just be matched here by Youngjin, so not going to be seeing the Brigitte on either side at the moment, it would seem. But maybe a quick swap might be necessary from Youngjin, as Ding is going to be hovering on the rooftop. Looking for a pretty early start to the aggression, it would seem. They move in onto the card. The boost is coming through. Starts pushing his way in.
Nice.
Look at the move up, and he finds it. Goodbye,
that was so
Rio.
good. So impressive by Ding here.
Get him out of here.
Well practiced. He knows that, you know, that's the approach angle, so he already preemptively set himself up for that. Reminiscent of on Oasis, where he was able to utilize rocket jumping and the concussive to get to the point faster than his Pharah opponent. Just these small, subtle things add up a lot. And control of this first point completely in the hands of KongDoo Panthera for now.
Card still going to be inching up, getting ready to round that first corner. As they do spot Happy. Bring it near the spawn room at the moment. 1J Lee going to get taken down. Youngjin finding that kill.
Ding and Youngjin are working together. Obviously, target selection is good. When he gets a pick on the support, you know, just with one rocket, Youngjin's there to clean up the pieces, come in there and get the last combo off with his dash, left click to finish him off. The Pharah battle going pretty neutral at this point.
My God, so dangerously close. Passive regen kicking in will keep him alive, but almost went down completely there in the middle of that dash.
Meanwhile, two Reinhardts fight.
He's playing forward. Youngjin's coming in from behind, looking for the hits. Nice, gonna fall, but Happy. I want a replay of that one.
Turning it around.
Yeah, just comes in, does the 180, gets the headshot. Might not be a 360, but it's pretty damn good all the same. Now the push forward, poop off there, or jump off rather, it would seem from Envy. And KongDoo Panthera, can they pull off another full hold in this series?
Well, I mean, they have total control over the zone right now. Happy's going to make the switch to Brigitte now. Frustrated with how much value Youngjin's getting. When the Pharah rocket connects, he finds the target, he kills them. That was Happy in that last situation. Sure, he got the counter kill, but they lost the bigger fight. The bigger picture is advantage Panthera. Yeah. The switch is an intelligent one, but it feels like it's a little bit too late. Grab comes out here, and Envy cannot respond.
Through. That's going to be the Dragon Blade and the Barrage all being stacked in. Nice, manages to trade back to his Changqing, and Ding will die. He gets taken down by Decay in the end, and Koma will have the res here on a Changqing. Youngjin will get taken out, but he's the only one to fall. Now the grab is gone from Envy.
Bellum used they used so many ultimates for that, and that was never a fight they were ever going to win. They needed to hold those for a more desperate all-in when they had the ult advantage for the next push. They got a little bit trigger happy there. Happy has built 16% on this Brigitte, almost nothing. They have not been able to counter the Genji pick. Now we see the switch of Youngjin onto the Brigitte themselves to make it a safer composition. Changqing's going to have to make something happen with the Shatter, or they might be just done in this series.
He's waiting for it, Changqing.
Stunned?
Actually going to get stunned up. The Shatter comes in from Rio. Burns the Transcendence is there from Luffy to go ahead and mitigate all of the incoming damage. Decay in the meantime nearly has another Graviton Surge ready to go. Has that one stacked up, throws it down. No kills coming through yet as Youngjin falls dangerously low, but there it is. Coma and Nice both go down. Rio able to answer one onto Decay, but Happy is in the grave. Bellum just getting strangled out of this game and out of this series. Showed signs of life on Temple of Anubis, but that's it. There's no pulse here.
This is their playground, man. This is what they like. This is their meta, and they are playing it so well. The stun there from Youngjin into the Shatter. We didn't see his first-person view, but you know that's how that happened. He stuns Rio, knocks his shield down, gets the Shatter off, winning the Pharah battle now as well. He has this barrage. Youngjin's so close to countering this rally with one of his own.
Rio's dead. Luffy finds a kill. He's into the backside. Ding. Does he just go ahead and drop it? He does, but the transcendence is there. Good timing from 1J Lee to try to keep him alive. The Rinse will come down. Chara bringing him back into the fight. Nice. Answers with his own. Kills Decay, and now Changshik's dead as Happy finds that one. The Res will bring Decay back into the fray. Graviton Surge out from Envy, locking him in. They get a pin, looking for the finish.
Tough
Shatter thrown down by Rio, but there's just nothing going on yet. They're inching forward with the card, but Happy is going to fall.
Yeah, it's so tough to actually win this fight. They were outnumbered, but Ding's got the positional advantage. He's trying to make it happen. He's doing so much with his Pharah right now.
He's looking for the body shots yet again, but he's not going to be able to find it. Instead, takes one in return. Nice. Looking to finish him off. Finds one. Pops him down. Changshik gonna get pinned, gonna get to say goodbye, but Rio kills himself in the process. You're in overtime. I don't know if you can afford to do that.
Here's another grab coming through. Building him so fast.
Mirage ready to go, but doesn't even have to use it here. He's gonna dash around the back.
Ding!
Direct hit yet again. Ding! Takes down Nice. This guy is out of control. That's it. They close it out. KongDoo Panthera take this series 3-1. They pull out Rialto for the first time, and they look absolutely dominant on it. Every other team in this group, beware, because they are damn scary.
This is their meta, this is their style of play, but it's Ding on the Pharah, something we never saw last season, never running it with multiple tanks like this because that was not the meta, that's not how the game was played. But Ding is finding ways to get so much damage on the body shots, onto the members in the backline, onto the tanks, every time, even against the Widow of Happy. He finds the angles, he finds the spots in. They're fighting 4v6s, and he's turning them. He's doing so much damage, and the peel's coming through from the Pharah, which means that Zarya's able to build like, what, 3 grabs in the course of that fight? And just consistently shutting them down, time after time. Down members. I'm telling you, 5v6, 4v6, and Ding makes it happen. An absolute god tonight on the Pharah. We do have to echo the concern that it's pretty one-dimensional play from Panthera with the Zarya, Reinhardt, and of course with the Pharah on both the Rialto and the Oasis. But because that is so prevalent in this meta, if the meta doesn't change, this team looks very, very strong. It's only when we saw Anubis where they had to play dive where they looked a little bit weaker. But if you can win the first 2 maps, control with your playstyle, then take the map picks, you're always going to have map advantage, you're always going to have that ability to pick the map that suits your style, and that's what happens in this series.
Nuts.
Absolutely.
Absolutely bonkers here. KongDoo Panthera executing 2 full holds in the same series, first on Blizzard World, then here again on Rialto, the first ones to bring out that map pick. We finally see it. You've been begging for it the entire time. And we finally get to see it. We don't see a whole lot of it. We see the one push through the entire way, but then the full hold comes in, and Bellum just didn't seem like that. Maybe they're not that well practiced on it, but KongDoo Panthera just, they know that thing like the back of their hands, the mechanical
They know how to Zarya. They know how to Zarya, like better than anybody, okay?
I don't even have words. I'm just stumbling all over myself.
Envy's
here.
back here. He's playing the Zarya. You know, Hoon's on the bench because he became the diva, so you know he's probably not in form on Zarya right now.
I mean,
but like,
I would maybe try putting Hoon in on.
It's worth it. It's worth a consideration, and probably something that might be discussed for further scrims going into their match. They'll have a match, I believe, on Sunday actually. But I mean, KongDoo, if they get to play their style, if they get to play on their maps where Reinhardt and Zarya works, like, they look unstoppable.